Oh, that's a very nice spot anyway, to be honest. The reason I am here, though, is today, I'm not going to do everything today here because I don't have time, and I'm planning to be somewhere else in a bit, and this was sort of on the way, and I thought I'd maybe have more time, but I think I'd rather dedicate a full day to it because I think I'm quite impressed by just the effort they've put into the kind of attractions here. But this is Hita, not too far from Kumamoto either, and all the way down there is an Attack on Titan statue. So I'm not really sure what the best way to go down is. I think there's some stairs over there, so I might just try and see if I can go down there, but there's a lot of steps on the way back up, isn't it? But I might do it because I think I've got time to do it anyway, to be honest. There might even be some over there, but I didn't notice any, so it might not even be for public, but if not, I'll be back another day anyway, and I don't think we're not set for any bad weather, so it's not going to be a problem. But yeah, there's two museums here. There's, as I said, one of the statues down there, and then there's a statue in the town as well. But I mean, I was just looking. I went into the building over there, and it's got a few. I mean, nothing major, but it's a few promotional images, and it had this really cool leaflet, which again just reflects the effort. And this is why I love Japan, because of the anime and the manga appreciation and the respect they have for it, and they really push it. They push it a lot more than any literature in England does whatsoever. So it's really nice to see, really. Obviously I'm looking for it, but I think, as I said, it's interesting to compare it to England, where I honestly think there's a real lack of appreciation for books. And I mean, I guess in England there's not really we don't really have, there's not really an English style of, say, comic books, or, we don't really have our own kind of comic book or manga. I mean, comic book, like Marvel, is obviously very American. So we do kind of lack that. It's not really in the culture, but I still think, even in terms of, we've got all these great novelists, and are they necessarily spotlighted enough in some of these, places? Because this is just an out-of-the-way town, really. But they've got me to come here by having all this Attack on Titan stuff. And I'm sure there's places in the UK which could kind of do that, but I guess maybe some of the writers in the UK aren't maybe quite as popular as some of the manga and creators. But I think it's still, a lot of towns still have a small museum. Like Farnham, where I'm from, still has a small museum. So there's, you'd think, and I lived in a place called Congleton as well, and that had a small museum. So every single town has some kind of small museum. So you'd like to think they could kind of, if they've got a museum, they could put something in there. And statues, I don't really see statue everywhere. Every town also has a statue of someone or something. So, but I mean, some of, there are probably examples in the UK that I'm not thinking of, but, and there's, for example, I know there's a Sherlock Holmes museum somewhere, but, it's, something that I think could probably be done a bit more in comparison. But I might see if there's a path down.